What up, everybody? It's your boy Jay on the mix, and today I'm going to take you through my very first tutorial on how to remove all that muddiness, that nasty muddiness from your hip-hop vocals. Let's go! What up, everybody? It's your boy Jay on the mix, and thank you for tuning in with me for my first tutorial ever. And like I said in my little intro back there, that today I'm going to teach upcoming and aspiring engineers how I take out the low end and the muddiness boom in a hip-hop vocal. So let's get into it. So we're going to be working on a project today called Slaughter Bars. It's actually a project that I myself am doing the recording, the mixing and mastering, the video, and the marketing for artists. And if it goes well, we're going to be opening up other future rounds to artists all over the world. So be sure to tune in and be sure to pay attention to that. So today we're going to be working on the verse from an artist named Black Magic. He's an artist that I've been recording for about 8 years. And I chose his verse today because he has a very deep voice. Well, I shouldn't say very deep, but a relatively deep voice that normally gives off a lot of low end and muddiness boom in his vocals while recording. So I thought, what not better to, EQ this verse and show people what I do on this verse, since it's going to have a lot of low end to begin with. So first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to play the song and the verse dry. Obviously you see no EQing is done to it. And I'm going to show you what it sounds like now before we start.
Too many ways to die, but against me, suicide. From the Garden State, Cologne sent, do or die. Heard this competition, where them niggas at? Sorry for the gap, get random thoughts while your niggas rap. The I&E, they know we part of the better battalion. Foot on my lane, you gonna be the next Megan Thee Stallion. It's when you make it, and then they say that they been with them. Look at the footage, you never been in the gym with them.
So right away you can hear that it's pretty muddy, it's pretty thick. It's not terrible because in our studio we record with the Apollo Twin. We use the console to use a Pultec EQ, a CL1B compressor, and ran into an 1176. So we have some control over the low end to begin with while we're recording, so it's not as terrible as it would be if you were just recording, say, straight out of a Focusrite or Presonus interface. So it's already taken care of a little bit, but even then, naturally, there's still muddiness and low end that we can go ahead and take out of this vocal for sure. So let's dive into it and let's get this done. So the first thing that I always do when I EQ, and today I chose the REQ6 from Waves as my EQ for this track. If I'm going to EQ a track, my two go-tos are either this REQ6 from Waves or the FabFilter Pro Q3. Two really great professional companies, two really great plugins. So shout out to Waves and FabFilter for making those for us engineers out there. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take a high pass filter, and I'm going to roll off anything under 100 hertz. So 0 to 100 is that mic rumble, that noise floor that you get in recording. It's not really audible to the human ear, but it can clash in the mix as time goes on and as you progress in the mix and add more plugins. It's actually 0 to 100 frequency range is actually a frequency range that is not needed at all in any mix. So we go ahead, any vocal mix I should say. So we're going to go ahead and take out up to 100 hertz no matter what. Then after that, we're actually going to use a sweeping method that I like to use, where we crank the gain on the EQ band and we sweep to find the bad frequencies. And what you probably just see me do too is I change the Q, which is the size of the band and how much is being cut on each singular band. I like to go with 3.78, as you can see down here. I did the Q at 3.78. I like to go with 3.78 because just that's my personal taste. Every engineer is different. Every engineer mixes different, uses different equipment, uses different plugins. So when I'm teaching you guys is from my way and my aspect and how I like to mix. I'm sure if you went on YouTube, you're going to find 1,000 other tutorials that are mixing different, but this is what works for me, and this is what my clients have been extremely happy with. I have mixed for people all over the world, from United Kingdom to France, Mexico, South Africa, Nigeria, in 23 different states in the USA. So my mixes have been around the world, and I'm happy to say that every time I send a mix to a client, they're always happy with it on the first try, minus some minor changes that might be made. But for the most part, the artists that I mix for are always happy with my mix in the first try, so I decided to teach other upcoming and aspiring engineers how to mix like me. So like I said, after applying the high pass filter at 100 hertz, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this number 2 band and we're going to sweep from 100 to 250 hertz. 100 and 250 hertz is normally where that muddiness and boominess lays. Some more than others in artists, but that's where you're going to find that low end and that boominess. So we're going to go ahead and take this band here and we're going to sweep up and we're going to try and start finding the nasty frequencies in this area.
Too many ways to die, but against me, suicide. From the Garden State, cologne scent, do or die. Heard this competition, where them niggas at? Sorry for the gap, get random thoughts while your niggas rap. The irony, they know we part of the better battalion. Foot on my lane, you gonna be the next Megan Thee Stallion. It's when you make it, and then they say that they been with them.
So almost right away you can hear at 155 hertz, you can hear that there's a ton of boominess and a ton of muddiness in it. I turned the EQ off and turned it back on so you can hear exactly what we're sweeping for and what I'm hearing when I'm doing my sweeping. So at 155 hertz, we're getting a lot of that muddiness and boominess. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut down and we're going to actually take those bad frequencies out. Now, one thing I want to say is be very careful about this 100 to 250 hertz range, because it's very touchy. If you take out too much, it's going to give you too thin of a vocal, which of course you could fix, but my recommendation is just watch how much you take out of here and get it right in the EQ so you don't have to do extra steps in mixing down the road. So let's go ahead and start cutting this band, and then I'll turn it on and off so you can hear the difference in what we took out and what was there before.
Too many ways to die, but against me, suicide. From the Garden State, cologne scent, do or die. Heard this competition, where them niggas at? Sorry for the gap, get random thoughts while your niggas rap. The irony, they know we part of the better battalion. Foot on my lane, you gonna be the next Megan Thee Stallion. It's when you make it, and then they say that they been with them. Look at the footage, you never been in the gym with them. Mothers get the grieving, deacons they get the preaching. Reason, all of that talking, he shoulda had better defense. I'm in the gym, put on a beat, I hoop quick. Can't claim gang, cause now the gun is this loose slip.
Alright, so you can see on the EQ I cut at 155 hertz about negative 1.5 dB in gain, and it's already sounding cleaner. It took out that boominess, it's not clashing with the instrumental a lot, it's sounding more crisp. It thinned out a little bit, which is ultimately what we want in the long run, just not too thin. So I'm happy with that. I'm happy where it's at. But I do hear a little bit more boominess that we could take out as far as making the vocal a little bit more clear. And I'm going to say that it's probably somewhere within the 200 to 250 hertz range. So once again, we're going to take this third band. We're going to set a Q at 3.78. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're just going to sweep and we're going to see if there's any negative frequencies we should take out.
Too many ways to die, but against me, suicide. From the Garden State, cologne scent, do or die. Heard this competition, where them niggas at? Sorry for the gap, get random thoughts while your niggas rap. The irony, they know we part of the better battalion. Foot on my lane, you gonna be the next Megan Thee Stallion. It's when you make it, and then they say that they been with them. Look at the footage, you never been in the gym with them. Mothers get the grieving, deacons they get the preaching. Reason, all of that talking, he shoulda had better defense.
Yep, I was right. So at the 225 hertz range, I found a lot of extra boominess. Not only did I find the boominess, but I feel like it's a little boxy in that area too. And we're going to take out a little of that boxiness that normally comes in home recordings from recording in smaller rooms. The vocal booth in our studio is a little bit on the smaller side, so we normally deal with that more boxier sound, and so we work on the EQ. Right now we're just learning how to take out the low end, but next week the tutorial will be coming out. We'll be specifically working with the boxy frequencies of a vocal to show everybody how to take those out and make the vocal sound more professional. So at 225 hertz, I found more boominess, a lot of buildup. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut it, and we're going to see how it sounds after.
Too many ways to die, but against me, suicide. From the Garden State, cologne scent, do or die. Heard this competition, where them niggas at? Sorry for the gap, get random thoughts while your niggas rap. The irony, they know we part of the better battalion. Foot on my lane, you gonna be the next Megan Thee Stallion. It's when you make it and then they say that they been with them. Look at the footage, you never been in the gym with them. Mothers get the grieving, deacons they get the preaching. Reason, all of that talking, he shoulda had better defense. I'm in the gym, put on a beat, I hoop quick. Can't claim gang, cause now the gun is this loose slip. It's black magic, ready line, we in the building. I what up, Jay? We made a killing.
Yeah, so taking out that extra frequency, that 225 hertz range really helped. I think that we got a nice, clean, crystal clear vocal now. That was muddy before, and now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the EQ off, and I'm going to turn it on and off throughout the verse so you can hear what all three of those bands did to the vocals, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more after.
Too many ways to die, but against me, suicide. From the Garden State, cologne scent, do or die. Heard this competition, where them niggas at? Sorry for the gap, get random thoughts while your niggas rap. The irony, they know we part of the better battalion. Foot on my lane, you gonna be the next Megan Thee Stallion. It's when you make it and then they say that they been with them. Look at the footage, you never been in the gym with them. Mothers get the grieving, deacons they get the preaching. Reason, all of that talking, he shoulda had better defense. I'm in the gym, put on a beat, I hoop quick. Can't claim gang, cause now the gun is this loose slip. It's black magic, ready line, we in the building. I what up, Jay? We made a killing.
Oh yeah, so much better, so much better. So guys, that is how I take out the low end in my studio recorded hip-hop vocals. I hope this helped you guys learn the first step in mixing. EQing is one of the most fundamental parts of mixing, so it's always important that you learn how to properly EQ. I hope everybody tunes in with me next week. Like I said, I'll be doing my next EQ on how to remove boxiness from vocals. So if you're learning and an aspiring engineer, be sure to tune into that, because by the time you're done with my series, you'll be professionally mixing your songs from home. Everybody have a good one. This is Jay on the Mix. I'll see y'all next week.